Hi, I'm Mike from Breathing and Motion Yoga, and today I'd like to talk to you about the wide versus medium stance and just talk a little bit more about what we talked about last week on the same subject. So last week we were speaking about getting into the triangle and watching that we didn't have too wide a stance where we might have a sharp angle here imposing forces on the hip. We also talked about the SI joint and how that could become impinged in a wider stance. Sometimes the ego-driven practitioner wanting to get their hand on the floor may want to have a wider stance. I also mentioned last week about vinyasa flow classes and how we connect one posture to another in these vinyasa flow classes. I believe that there should be a difference between the stance though for triangle. So I can't link the stance to the triangle with, say, a open warrior. So in the open warrior, if I go to the triangle, you can see here I've got a wider stance, the knee right on top of the ankle. This is what's going to give the tissues around the knee the strength to support and help to stabilize the knee. If I go to the triangle from here, you can see that right away I'm in a wide stance. So I need to make sure that if I'm doing a side angle, whether it's here or here, or the warrior, that I'm not trying to connect that with something like the triangle, where I have the wider stance. If I'm doing closed positions and I'm doing, say, a closed warrior, and then I try to take that posture into a revolving triangle, you can see what happened there. My hips are at an awkward angle, and as I rotate, I'm going to potentially cause damage to the hip. So you can see how important it is that there is a slightly narrower stance when it comes to things like the triangle, the revolving triangle, the side forward bend, postures that require that narrower stance. Really, we have to make some sort of an adjustment. So we can't really flow from one posture to another necessarily. So think about the wide stance versus the medium stance and make sure that you've got the appropriate position in your feet for each. Namaste.